This week on NintenDomain, we both got Switches.
This week on NintenDomain, we both got Switches.
Ditto.
Alright, you ready? Come on, man, that's what I do. Yo, mic check. Yeah, here you go. Well, nah, he over here. Yeah, I heard he got that hot new thing. It's called Switch. Let's get it going.
Welcome to NintenDomain episode 59. We are hosts.
Oh, wow, it's 59.
I'm Trey, Fast RMX Johnson.
And I'm Jereme, Don't Taste Too Good Mikowski.
Yeah. Jereme, Cartridge Licker Mikowski. Where did that even come from? This cartridge licking phenomenon that I keep seeing all over the place on the internet.
Well, it's because someone revealed that there is the coating on them.
Yeah, some sort of weird bitter stuff that's so your kids won't swallow them, I guess.
And you understand the reaction video. You've recorded a reaction video.
No, I haven't.
Well, you did for the Switch reveal trailer.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't lick anything.
Well, you didn't, but it's a reaction. So
sure.
It's taking something that's in the public consciousness or whatever and, reacting to it. So that's the best way to do it, to actually lick it.
I mean, how many people lick like Game Boy Advance games or regular DS games? I'm sure those taste weird too.
They do, man. But they don't taste this bad.
I'm surprised I never licked an NES cartridge when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah, me too, man. I've licked all that shit.
I think the only thing I licked was Play-Doh, because Play-Doh tastes good.
I've definitely put DS games in my mouth.
Yeah,
they didn't taste like a Switch game.
I think I was afraid that I'd probably chew on it and break it in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway,
I don't know. You get lonely sometimes.
Yeah.
When you just have a bunch of games in your own self.
And you just want to lick them. I don't know. That Switch is kind of sexy. I might lick it. Its big nice. Clunkiness. Yeah. So yeah, we got some Switches, but let's talk news real quick before we get into that, because there was a whole direct that happened in between this episode and last episode, and I wanted to talk about that before we forgot about it. Yeah, I'm sure you watched that, right? Like the 20-minute, 18-minute thing.
Yeah,
from a couple days ago.
Indies or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of them showing that they have some games, and I felt like a lot of it was just all these games that were supposed to come out on Wii U and are coming out on Switch, but they unannounced a couple things that weren't already on there, you know. I know, what was it? SteamWorld Dig 2. I didn't know about that. That was at the top of the show, at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, that's exciting because SteamWorld Dig was kind of a cool game. Yeah,
no, I mean it was okay, but I'll play it. I'll play another version of it. That's fine. Crazy. What is it? Master Blaster sequel comes out next week, so that's cool.
I think it was a launch in Japan.
Oh really? Well, it comes out. Yeah, it comes out on Thursday, so it'll be the first round of stuff. And I looked on the eShop for the Wii U, and there were 2 TurboGrafx 16 games that came out this week, so they're still putting stuff on there.
Is that where it was? Because I saw someone wrote that online. They're like, well, there's TurboGrafx games.
Yeah, there was Newtopia and another, I don't remember what the other one was, but yeah, there were a couple TurboGrafx games that they put on there for the Wii U, yeah. No, the Switch only has 9 games available on the eShop, which seems kind of silly.
It's bare.
And actually, one of those games is the same game. So
that UI, man.
What?
The shop is just so cold and sterile compared to what we're used to, and
yeah.
Even though generally the eShops are clusterfucks in their own right, and this is a lot cleaner and.
Yeah, I guess.
Mainly because there's only 9 things on it, so
sure.
You just fit it all on one screen.
Well, I like that 2 of those 9 things are the same thing also.
Right.
2 of those games are both Shovel Knight.
Deluxe version of the other one or whatever.
Yeah, they're 2 different versions of Shovel Knight. So actually, technically, there's only 8 things on there. But we'll get to our impressions of that later in the show. But yeah, it is super bare bones. But yeah, they're trying to
the early adopter.
Yeah, but they're trying to let us know that there's a bunch of indie stuff coming out, and there's some pretty decent looking stuff in there. That Ghost Flippy games looked kind of cool. I forget what it was called, but the one where you possess people and flip from one side to another.
Oh, yeah.
That looked interesting.
Really cool.
But like Yooka-Laylee was on there. They showed footage of that. That was something that was already going to be on Wii U.
Yeah, and that looks fantastic. That doesn't look like an indie game or what you would think of.
Oh, no, it looks
some dude in his basement making the game or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, it looks good. I looked at some like PS2 footage or PS4 footage of it, and it didn't seem a whole lot different. Like maybe a little bit cleaner on the PS4 than the Switch, but it looks. I don't notice a huge difference.
I imagine it'll be the same game.
Oh, sure. I mean,
it just systems just graphically slightly different.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, I looked at comparisons of what was on the what they showed in the video and what I saw like captured on the internet, and they look pretty clear or pretty close. Like just the PS4 one looked a little bit cleaner.
I hope it's at the same price point, which is like, I think it's like $40.
Is that what Yooka-Laylee is going to be?
That's what it is on PC.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be on the consoles, but whatever it is on like PS4. Have they announced a price for it yet? I hope it's the same for Wii U.
Yeah.
Or Wii U. For Switch. We moved on to the Switch.
I was going to buy it for the Wii U. Because originally, well, we said in the last episode, originally it was supposed to like launch in February before they pushed it. I was like, yeah, I'll get it for Wii U. But then it wasn't on there. But, yeah, that was on there. You get to see that. There was some Stardew Valley stuff with like a new multiplayer mode that wasn't on there before.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, which I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about Stardew Valley, but I wanted to play it.
Either.
I was going to play it on the Wii U, and then it didn't come out on the Wii U, so I guess I'll play it on the Switch when it comes around for that.
It could make like chores a little more fun to have someone else helping you do them.
Sure, I mean
it's kind of a chore game, you know. I think it's sort of like
that's like Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon. I think it's a lot like Harvest Moon.
No, it is. It's basically somebody who was a huge Harvest Moon fan and thought that they did the games wrong in a certain way, and they're like, well, I'll try to fix it and do it my own way, and that's kind of how they did it. It's inspired by Harvest Moon, but they want to make it better. So, yeah, I've never played Harvest Moon 2-player, aside from just playing it and talking to somebody while I'm playing it. So that could be fun. I don't know. I wonder how that works, like how the 2-player works. Like, are you like siblings? Are you like married? Like, how does... What is it?
Oh, right. Is there a family dynamic, or are you just two friends and you each have your own farm?
Or are you like partners?
I think it's probably more likely that sort of thing.
Yeah. Is it split screen, or are you on the same screen? Yeah, I'm curious to see. Is it online? Most importantly, but yeah, there was some cool stuff on there. There was another one called Goner that was involving like some sort of insect living on a whale or something like that. It was a strange one. I don't know. I feel like there were so many of them that. There's a sequel on there to Retro City Rampage, which kind of looked like Hawaii 5.0.
Yeah, it's even
stuff.
What's it called? What's the name of it? It even has a name like that sounds like or Hotline Miami.
Oh yeah. No, there was actually one on there that looked a lot like a Hotline Miami. The one that was a top-down shooter thing. It wasn't the Retro City Rampage one. It was another one. Oh yeah, Shakedown Hawaii is the Retro City Rampage.
Which sounds a lot like Hotline
sequel.
Miami.
Yeah, I don't know what the other... Yeah, there was one in there that looked a lot like Advance Wars. Like, a lot like Advance Wars, except taking place in medieval times. Which was very much like, It
was called Half Brain Heroes. No, that's a different...
Yeah, Half Brain Heroes. I think it has been Heroes. But, Mr. Shifty, that was the one that looked like Hotline Miami. The one that was like the top-down sort of strategy thing, where you do like teleport through walls and bullets and stuff like that, and do like heists. That reminded me of Hotline Miami. But yeah, there was some Flipping Death. That was the one that had the ghosts that like flipped from one side to another. I thought that one looked cool. Runner 3, of course, there's another one of those. The Kingdom 2 Crowns. It's like a 2D adventure-y type thing. That looked cool. Had like a co-op mode.
There's a new Bit Trip Runner game or whatever.
Yeah, that was Bit Trip Runner 3 is on there. The Escapist 2. It's like another top-down thing. Overcooked, some weird chef game. There was a lot of stuff. Was there anything in there that like you remember like stuck out to you that was like, man, I want to play that on my Switch?
Well, I just thought a lot of the games were compelling. Definitely the one you were talking about. What was the one with the is it Mr. Shifty, the one with the possession?
Oh, that's Flipping Ghosts.
Oh, Flipping Ghosts. Right. That's the one that I remember thinking was the coolest.
Oh, no, Flipping Death. Sorry. I got Flipping right. But yeah, Flipping Death. Mr. Shifty was the one that...
Stardew Valley. I mean, I've held out on even trying that. I have a couple friends, well, one friend in particular, Dan, that has been playing it for over a year now on the computer. Mm-hmm. And he always says good things about it. And I keep passing it up because I was waiting for it to come out for the Wii U. So... No, it's not. Now it's just coming to the Switch as far as I know.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that actually got a date was the Master Blaster Zero was the only one that got a release date. I think everything else was like spring or summer or whatever, you know. But I think it's all like in the spring or the summer, I guess. I don't know. I'm just hoping that Stardew you don't have to wait too long for that one, since it's out for every other system. But there was a fighting game called Pocket Rumble in there that looked pretty cool.
Oh, the Wonder Boy game I thought was cool looking.
Wonder Boy? Oh yeah, the Sega game. The like Alex Kidd, yeah.
And then of course, cool. Little Inferno. Can't wait to play that.
That was supposed to be out at launch, but it's not. It's not on there. Like,
yeah, what's up with that?
Little Inferno and World of Goo and Human Resource, whatever. Like none of those games are on there. I just realized that today. I'm like, what happened to those? The game Wargroove, that was the one that looked like Advance Wars. That it was all like 2D, and it looks pretty much the same, where you have like multiple characters, except it's set in a medieval setting. So I guess they're just going to do like fast racing and be like, hey, you know, people want Advance Wars. They're not making Advance Wars, so let's just make an indie one, you know, which makes sense. Which I ended up getting the fast racing RMX for the Switch because they don't have any games for the Switch. And there's a level in that is exactly the same as a racetrack from F-Zero GX, which I thought was crazy. I mean,
it's just lifted directly from it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like punny because it's like the Firefield level from GX, and it's called Ice World, like on the Fast RMX level. So I'm pretty sure that it's like an inside joke thing. But I was like, does Nintendo know? Like the tracks are completely lifted. Like it's exactly the same as it was on F-Zero on the GameCube version. I was like, I was playing through and I was like, man, this seems a lot like that other. And I'm like, oh, well, there's this here and there's this here. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's like the exact same thing. I mean, I don't know if they don't care or they asked them if they could use it or whatever, but nobody's mentioned it. Like I tried looking online
it's like
to see.
A tribute.
Yeah, I mean, the game is supposed to be like heavily inspired by F-Zero and all that, but I didn't know that there are levels, like new levels on there completely lifted straight from F-Zero, but they're on there. And I've been playing it, and there's some things that like I think work a lot better than the other games, so I don't feel bad for buying it again, you know, sort of. I mean, there's more races in it. And I've only run into like maybe 3 or 4 races that I played on the original one that are on there so far. But it seems a lot easier because the first one was really fucking hard. And I'm happy that they lightened it a little bit. Because in the Fast Racing Neo on the Wii U, pretty much if you got in a wreck at all, like you couldn't win the race. That's pretty much how it worked. Because you'd get so far behind. Like you'd be in first place and you'd get in a wreck and then you'd be in 10th place. So it was like
Does it have 2-player split screen? I've never played the game.
The Wii U one? The
one on the Switch.
No, you played it. I have video footage of it. We played it at the event. We played the 2-player thing.
So can you play it with the Joy-Cons? Can you play a 2-player game that way?
I don't think so. Because I think we played with classic controllers when we played it. I don't know though.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't think it would work because it uses both of the shoulder buttons.
Okay.
In the game, because like one of the shoulder buttons is a boost, and the other ones are to lean to like left to right. So
you need at least 3 shoulder buttons.
Yeah, and then there's like accelerate, brake, and the button to switch from blue to orange, like for the different boosts and all that to switch. Yeah, it's fun though. I mean, it's nice to. I like playing that on the Switch. I kind of just bought it last night because I'm like, I need to play something on the TV and try out this dog bone controller and see how it works.
Right.
Yeah, so I played that. Is there anything we forgot about the Nindies thing? I think we got most of them, right? The games that are on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit coming our way, so that's good. I really want to know what's happening with the Virtual Console. That's driving me crazy.
Yeah, right. Well, go ask Laura Kate Dale about it, right? Was she the one that said that? Well, she did say that we'd be disappointed by it, so I guess she's not incorrect on that.
She is not incorrect.
Yeah. I just want to know where the fucking Rabbids Mario RPG is. That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, that was supposed to be right at the front, you know?
How does that go? A bad game that's released early. Never mind, I'm done. Oh, a flawed game that's released early will always be flawed.
Yeah.
I can't remember what Miyamoto said. I can never get that quote right.
No, I understand. No, but a delayed game that's delayed however much to make it good will always be good.
Got their top guys on that game, and they're working on it like round the clock.
Yeah, right.
Some vault somewhere.
Yeah,
it's keeping it totally secret. They're not even allowed to bring their phones.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like when I was playing Fast Racing or just thinking about the Switch in general. I was like, man, I gotta wait like 2 months before I can probably play a game that's gonna use the second analog stick. so I can find out whether I like where it's positioned or not on the Switch, you know, because I probably won't know anything about that until like Dragon Quest Heroes. I'll probably be the first game that I play with that.
I have an opinion about that already.
Yeah,
from what I've used it.
Oh, sure. Well, let's we'll get to that. Let's get to that at the end. I just wanted to do a quick news thing. Is there anything else? Yeah, we don't have anything else to say about Nindies. Is there anything that you were playing like while you were waiting for the Switch, like in between episodes, between last one and this one, like as to rev yourself up? Did you ever finish like Twilight Princess or anything like that?
No.
Or Skyward Sword?
No, I just played a little bit of Majoria for last week's episode, and that's been pretty much it. I guess I've been playing some Link to the Past on my Game Boy because I have the Super Nintendo version on my DS.
Oh yeah, that's
3DS.
Cool. Yeah, I started.
So there was my little Zelda fix.
Yeah, I played. I started playing Skyward Sword for a little bit while I was waiting for the Breath of the Wild. I delved back into that game for a minute. I played through the first dungeon, and I even fought fucking Jereme and had trouble with him again. Of course,
it wasn't easier this time.
No, I mean the game's really pretty. Like I think it still looks really pretty. And I don't completely hate the control on it. Just fighting Jereme was kind of annoying. But I remember it being annoying before, so it hadn't really changed. But what I noticed while I was playing that game was that like that game, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker, like all have the exact same beginnings, pretty much. Like you all start off as Link not wearing a green tunic, doing shit for his town, and then getting a green tunic later. And I'm like, man, I'm glad that they switched it up because... Yeah, all those intros are like pretty much the same thing, you know. It's like, oh, Link, you're in this town and you know all these people. Go do this. Go do do some chores for a minute and wear your whatever, you know.
At least this time there wasn't a sad grandma. That broke my heart.
that made the soup and all that.
Well, when he leaves on the boat and she's just like doesn't even come down to the beach to say goodbye because she's so upset that he's leaving.
Oh yeah, because he has to go find his sister. I mean, I guess that one had a little bit more of a quicker start to it, but they still start with him in a town
had more heart to it.
wearing different clothes, you know, which I was like, okay.
This doesn't have a whole lot of heart yet, but I haven't played that deep into it.
Oh, sure. But yeah, I was just thinking about that when I was playing the Skyward Sword. I was like, man. But it's it was fun enough. I think
Goose.
Groose.
Or Groose, yeah, Groose.
Yeah, he's got some hair,
They're going to make an amiibo of him eventually. It's going to be great.
I hope so, with his giant hair. No, I mean, it's a cool, I mean, it's, you know, I enjoyed playing it, like, for when I did. You know, I played long enough to just go through the first dungeon, pretty much. But it was cool. You know, it was just something I wanted to, you know, I just wanted to play around with the last Zelda game before the new one came out. And I finally beat Dragon Quest VII also. So, that's cool. I have, like, 101 hours on there, I think, total. Well, that was when I checked, like, after I beat it. And now it's my number one most played game on 3DS, of course.
Cool, man.
But, yeah, I made it through, and I tried to do some of the post-game stuff, but it's, like, really hard. Like, it peaks big time, like, after the boss. Like, the boss was pretty tough. It took me, like, I don't know, probably, like, 6 or 7 times, like, before I got through him. But I was also, like, trying to level up my guys to a certain point before I got there. I wasn't able to defeat it with all of them heroes, but I had 3 heroes and one as like a champion or a god hand, like whatever version. I know it's like god hand on the PlayStation version. So I had it in like some of the most powerful classes for the final boss. And once I got all my guys to be able to multi-heal everybody, it got a lot easier. But I tried doing like the stuff after you beat the game, and it peaks like big time. Like it gets really hard. So I think they expect you to grind some more before you do that. So I figured
they must. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I figured I'd give it a break for a minute because I started playing 5 for a little bit because I wanted to get into 5 because 5's like arguably the best one by some people, or what some people think. So I played a little bit of that one night, and then I like kind of missed 7, so I went back to 7 and tried to do some of the post game stuff. But I just got my ass handed to me, and I'm like, I don't really want to like grind a bunch and try to get through this. So I figured I'd just take a break on it for a while. So I, started playing Dragon Quest V like a couple days before the Switch came out, and I played it a little bit while I was waiting in the car for the
Which one's that again? I'm sure you've told me even on this cast before.
Yeah.
5's on Game Boy Advance?
Dragon Quest V is the version I'm playing is the DS one, but Dragon Quest V was the very first Super Nintendo Dragon Quest.
Okay.
It was the one 5 and 6 were not released here until way later. Until I think they were released on PlayStation 1 like around the time of when 7 came out. They released 5 and 6. I think they did 4, 5, and 6 because it's like sort of a trilogy. And the DS versions are basically like updated versions of those, I believe. Updated versions of the PlayStation versions. But yeah, this is the first Super Nintendo one, and it's pretty good so far. I mean, it's like probably one of the only RPGs that has your character go through their entire life. Like it starts off with your main character being born, and I'm playing when he's like a toddler now, or he's like 6, or he's like 7 or 8. Like he's in his single digits. And I guess you go through his entire life, like in the game.
Oh, wow.
So it shows like different stages of his life and all that, and just shows like him, what happens to him. But the storytelling's pretty good so far. There's some cool... I'm like in a haunted house, which has a lot of cool ghost stuff in it. So it's been fun so far. I figured I'd play that one because out of all the ones that I haven't played, that's probably the shortest. It was the other side of the spectrum versus the incredibly long Dragon Quest VII. But I did really like 7. It was like in the end, I thought it was a really fun game, and I was glad I played it all the way through. So I don't know how it was on PlayStation. I never played that version, but the 3DS one, I felt like it was enjoyable. If you like RPGs, if you like old school RPGs, then it's totally worth it. But yeah, I got through that one finally, so it's nice. It's nice to be get into another Dragon Quest. But yeah, that's what I was doing, waiting for the Switch.
Man, waiting for the Switch has been painful.
Yeah. Well,
and even more so the past couple of days, it just seemed to like.
Well, for you,
drag
also,
by so slow.
Sure. Well, is there anything you want to say about news, or do you want to take a break and then get into some switching?
I think we've covered most of the new stuff I can think of.
Okay, well, let's get into switching and Zelda and all that. I'll take a break. Be right back.
Alrighty. Fucking back.
Yeah.
Return to the Mac, if you know what I mean. But I do.
Yeah. So yeah, we both got Switches. Clocking all the riches. I keep every time I keep say that we got Switches, it reminds me of that Dr. Dre song.
Yo, we got Switches.
Got the hollow point for the snitches. But anyway, yeah, I went to a midnight thing in like Riverside, Illinois. Apparently there were no midnight releases in Chicago proper, so we had to go to a suburb. But
so did you had ordered it to be delivered to that specific Best Buy when you first ordered it?
Yeah, we lucked out because that's the one. Yeah, the one that just pre-ordered was at that particular Best Buy that was doing a midnight release.
So that was just a luck thing. She didn't choose that place specifically.
No, we just choose whatever. We just choose whatever was available.
That's pretty sweet, man.
So it ended up being that particular Best Buy. And then when they said they were doing midnight releases, like I went to a Best Buy and asked them like, what are you doing? Because I thought that there were a couple in Chicago that were doing it. So I switched my Zelda pre-order to that particular Best Buy that I thought was having it. And I went over there and he's like, oh no, we're not doing it, but here's a list of the ones that are doing it. And I just bet, I had Jess like we looked at her email and looked at the address and made sure it was on the list. And I was like, oh cool. So yeah, we drove down there. I picked her up from work at like 10:30 and we left, we got out of the city probably around like 10:45 or so. And we got to the suburb at like 11, because there's no traffic. And we just waited in the car for an hour. I would just pop out every once in a while to see to talk to the Best Buy employees to make sure I knew what was going on. But yeah. There were a lot of them there. There was like a big pile of them. I sent you a picture of it, but yeah, there was a ton of them. And like there was a line, there was a line like around the corner of people who didn't have pre-orders, but they had a lot of ones for people who didn't have pre-orders. And I think everybody who was in line got it and then some, because a bunch of people showed up like at midnight. So when we were left there was a longer line. Like more people had showed up.
Oh.
So, and I was on there were like two different sides. Like one side of the door were the pre-order people, and the other side of the door one side was pre-order and the other side was people who didn't pre-order. So there wasn't really a line on the pre-order side until like later, till like about 11:30. So I went out to stand out there just to figure out what's going on, and they let us in at about like 11:40. And they just kind of walked us in through the store, and there were a ton of amiibo. I ended up buying Link and Zelda just because I'm an idiot and I can't resist those stupid amiibo. So I bought a Link and Zelda amiibo just because all of them were sitting there. And there were like a ton of like Pro controllers and like all the different Joy-Cons and like screen covers and all this stuff. Basically anything.
Oh shit, did you get a Pro controller?
No, I didn't buy one because I don't care that much about it yet. But they have them.
Do you think they'll be easy to get a hold of?
I don't know.
Kind of your impression?
They had a bunch of them there. I mean, they had a lot of them there, so I didn't think it was all that big of a thing, you know. I mean, they basically.
I definitely want a Pro controller.
Yeah, I want one eventually, but they're like $70. You know, I know. We just spent like $300 on a new system. I can't just go dropping like $500. You know. I already bought two Amiibo. That's like $30, and I bought Fast RMX. That's like another $20, and if I buy the classic controller, that's $70, and I actually got double charged for the Zelda because I got charged for the other one, and I ended up buying one. I ended up buying one that I didn't pre-order at that Best Buy because I wanted to play it last night at midnight. So I paid for like 2 copies of Breath of the Wild on Wii U so far. I just never I haven't picked up the other one because I figured I have to go in there and exchange it because I tried to like go online and cancel my order, but they wouldn't let me do it because it already charged me and it's already at the store. So yeah. I just bought another one last night because, like I said, I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it at midnight. You know, I was really nervous about being able to get the game too, which is, I don't know why I was nervous. Just because Nintendo like seems to really want to screw over Wii U owners now that they have a new system.
I don't know if they want to, but they would.
Well, they are. I mean, they kind of screwed us over by taking all the touch off of the Wii U version. There's nothing on the Wii U gamepad whatsoever. Like all the stuff that was at the E3 demo is like completely been removed now, which kind of really sucks. I mean, it's not quite as shitty as like releasing it a month later like they did with Twilight Princess, but still, come on Nintendo. Give something to your fans that bought your system that nobody liked, you know? Like come on, man. But I don't know. It plays great on the Wii, like on the Wii U. Like I really haven't noticed. I don't see anything of it. And like what I was talking about, like when we were playing the demo version, like with the mid mapping thing, like you can only see that if your face is right in the TV, like how I was, like for that demo, like where where the like textures kind of change, like halfway through the map, like as you're moving.
I still didn't really notice it. I know what you're talking about, but I think I was just so caught up in the moment I wasn't paying attention to that particular.
Yeah, I just noticed it because it was right in front of my face. You know, like this giant TV was right in front of me, and I would never play the game that close. But while I was playing this one, I was like looking for it, and I'm like, okay, I see it a little bit, and I'm like, I understand like why. Like if my face, like if it's like a huge TV or like the TV's like right in my face, then I notice it.
Those are huge, like Sony, like bright Sony TVs.
Yeah. And we were standing like a foot away from it, maybe, you know. Probably not even that.
What would you say those are like 40 or 50 inch TVs, somewhere in between there?
Yeah, I mean, I play on my like 40 inch TV, and I sit like probably like 10 feet back or so, you know. So it's not, you don't really notice it on that. But yeah, if your face is like right onto it, then you notice it. Yeah. I mean, I have like a couple like recliners like on the side that I sit on sometimes if I'm the only one playing, But yeah, no, I mean, I got a good time to get into the Zelda. I know that you didn't get it until after work today, right? So you haven't had a whole lot of time to get into it.
My Switch story is not quite as exciting because I just had it shipped to my house, and I guess it was a little tough, you know, following everything last night and being like, man, I wish I would have done some sort of midnight release. At the time when I ordered it, though, I was just like, I gotta get this shit. Like,
oh sure,
it's like I was just consumed with I have to get this Switch, and I have to get it now when I have the chance. And I'm glad I did because it ended up like I could have made it to a midnight event for sure last night, but it was nice not to have to rush to it because I wouldn't have had very much time between work and getting to wherever it was, or unless I had taken the night off or something.
Sure, I mean you might have been able to get one though with all the. From what I heard, like they got a lot of them. Like there was one guy in line with me in the pre-order line. He had already gotten one. This was his second one.
From where?
He had already gotten one from a Target or something that let people in at like 11. So he had pre-ordered.
No, we know now. It doesn't seem like they're that hard to get a hold of.
Yeah,
not as hard as the NES Classic for sure.
Oh yeah, well yeah. This one guy was saying it's like, oh, this Target that I work at, they're getting 50 tomorrow. So like it was like I was like, oh okay. So like it seemed like. It looked like everybody who was in line or who had camped out there, because there were like people with blankets and all that stuff. I felt like they were all going to get one, so that's good. It always sucks to wait in line and then not get anything. I mean, I know from all those amiibo lines I stood in and didn't get anything, and then NES Classics later,
So today my version of that was like I just sat on my couch and like looked out the window like a dog waiting for his owner to get home.
Yeah, I
bet.
was
like, is that a truck? Is that a truck? Yeah. And I live kind of in a rural area, so like not a whole lot of
so any
cars
car that
going
comes by. Yeah.
So when that FedEx truck came up, like I actually didn't even realize he ran up to the door and ran back really fast. But I went out there and there was my Switch. So I got my Switch today at about a little after noon, probably like 12:30 actually.
Yeah.
And I had to work at 3, so I'm like, all right, Zelda, get here. I ordered Zelda from Amazon.
Yeah.
So the weirdest thing happened, like a mail truck comes by and delivers mail, but they don't deliver my game. And I realized I don't think it went through the UPS. I think it went through some other service.
Yeah.
So it got delivered after I went to work. So I didn't get to play Zelda until just a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
For the first time. But first thing I did, took it out of the case, gave it a little lick.
Yeah.
It's not a delicious game.
Well,
it's good. As nice
visually,
as those graphics look, it don't taste that way.
It's visually delicious, and I like the art style a lot. But no, I did not.
Oh, the music is
not there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like Jess and I were playing it, and she's like, "Man, I really miss the music on this game." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I like the little subtle like piano music, but like once you get to the point of like when you get a horse, because you can like catch horses, I really miss music while you're like just riding around on a horse. Because like when I would play Twilight Princess and it had the big music like while you're going across the field, like I miss that stuff. Kind of makes there should at least be some kind of horse theme that you get like when you're when you're on a horse, because there's like a battle theme while you're fighting guys, but there's no horse theme. And there's like town themes, like when you get to a town there's music. But yeah, I was like, I felt so empty with me just galloping around with this horse and just no music. I'm like, oh, okay.
It seems like there's the shrines have like music too. It's a little ambient, but
yeah. But I mean, it's. I'm just saying, where's the horse music, man? That's all I want to know, man. Aonuma, like, where's my fucking horse music?
So far, I would say the music in this game, it's like occasionally I'll be like, that reminds me of part of a song from this other Zelda theme.
And
it's never more than like half of a measure or something like that. It's never like a full on like lick, or it's not like dun 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 dun, or that's Mario World. It's like,
yeah, it's never like no. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
It's never like dun 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 dun. Like it doesn't do that. It's like it just be like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And like something else, and you're like, wait a second, and it was almost that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like how Ocarina of Time was, though, too. Because the main Zelda theme wasn't in there, but there were little parts of it that you would hear sometimes while you're on the field. But you would never hear the whole, like, da-na-na-na-na-na. They were like, because I kept listening for it, like on the 64 version. I would feel like I'd hear a couple notes, and then it just would never happen. I'm like,
Well, in a lot of ways, this kind of feels like the 64 version, maybe even better, more polished.
Oh, sure. Well,
because it doesn't have such of a slow beginning.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say that with the music, because I know like the 64 ones in particular, because it was like such a big open world game, they didn't want it to be as repetitive. So like the songs aren't really like songs; they're like parts of things put together. They're like different pieces, like kind of pieced together. So it's less like anthem-y and all that, or like theme-y, So I understand what they're going for, but I miss just, riding around on the horse and everything just being like, it just feels kind of empty with no horse music. I wish I could buy like an MP3 player and listen to old Legend of Zelda soundtracks like on Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
that'd be
while you're riding on your horse.
Yeah, while I'm riding on my horse. Because you can do that on the Chocobos in that game. You buy an MP3 player and listen to Final Fantasy 6 songs.
I will say I was sneaking up on some guys, and I didn't realize that one of the buttons made you like whistle and yell.
Yeah, it's down on the control pad is
right. So I was just trying to figure out a way to like ambush them, and I'm like kind of sneaking around. I'm like, what does this button do?
Yeah,
and I totally alerted them, and they like came after me because I whistled at them.
I found like one of the bird guys in the game, and I was like kind of stuck. I was like kind of stuck in the middle of the water. on whatever platform, and I was whistling at him and trying to get him to come over to me, but he wouldn't do it because he was way over there. I was like, hey, I was just whistling at him. But the only person you can get to actually look at you is bad guys, like for the whistle. And apparently it works for the horse too.
Horse,
like,
right? Yeah,
because you can train the wild horses that you get, which I just found out. There's like a stable you can go to, and you can train them and like basically register them so they're like your horse, and then you can whistle for them and they'll come to you. Which I didn't figure that out after I've gone through like 6 horses that I've lost in whatever town, unfortunately.
But thanks for the useful advice.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying not to.
It's all right. No,
trying not. I know
you're trying to be spoiler free. I've just got the second orb or whatever at the beginning.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what did you do when you came out of the Resurrection Cave? Like, what was your first thing? Like, you had the game now.
Now that I have the game, I still was sort of wanting to reproduce what I did originally, so I set a bunch of shit on fire.
Yeah, I found
but then when I played it at the event, we were rushing, like, we wanted to, like, get as far as we could, so couldn't really, like, savor the environment. So I took my time leaving the cave. Like, I walked around it, the Resurrection Cave. I looked around it and see if there was anything I could do. I managed to, like, push a block over next to the wall and then kind of glitch out. Kind of got a glitchy thing going on.
Oh.
With him where he was running on the wall.
Oh.
It's kind of funny.
You haven't ran into any glitches at all on it yet?
Yeah, there's a little glitch there. And then I should have recorded it, but I didn't see a point. But what I just pushed one of those big blocks that's in the Resurrection Cave up next to the wall and then jumped up on the wall, and then I just started, like, glitching out. But I didn't get stuck or nothing. But so I left the cave, and then I went and collected all the shit, because I didn't get to do that before. So grabbed a bunch of mushrooms and apples and shit.
Oh, yeah. I've been having a lot of fun with cooking. Like, you got to cook a lot. I mean, you got to carry a lot of meals with you. It's actually, I don't know, this game feels a lot like, feels very Monster Hunter. It feels like Monster Hunter for me. Where you have to cook stuff in Monster Hunter. And and it's very much like, it's very much about, like, you have to make sure that you're fully stocked up before you go into any battle. And Monster Hunter is basically what it's about. You make sure you have all the potions and all the meat and whatever you need for, like,
I'm getting that impression with
for, like, status
too,
boots.
Even just this short into it.
Yeah, status boosts and stuff like that. And even when you're cooking, there's a song.
What I remember doing was marking the location of everything on the map.
Oh, okay, from the tower.
And then I ran over to the one that was closest to Resurrection Cave.
Yeah.
So that was the one where you get the bombs. So I just got the bombs.
Oh, is that the ice cave? Or is that a different one?
It's a different one.
Oh, okay, because the ice cave is behind the Resurrection Cave. Because I actually went there first. Like, when I got out of the cave, I turned around and climbed the wall. Like, I climbed the mountain up there. Because above the Resurrection Cave is where the snow world is, and where the...
You didn't even go talk to the old man? You just went straight up to the...
I went straight up to the ice area, yeah.
Oh, I went and talked to the old guy and did all that shit again.
Oh, no, I just wanted to fuck around because I didn't get to do that when we demoed before because I was, I had not very much time. So I was like, you know what, this time I'm not going to put any of the clothes on. I'm just going to climb the fucking wall and I'm just going to go walk around and, like, I'm just going to go fuck around pretty much. So I
did run around without pants for a while.
Yeah, so I went and I ran over there where those moblins were and I stole one of their clubs and, like, killed those guys. And I ran around, like, in my shorts for a long time until I had to actually go into the snow level. Then I started wearing clothes but I also found some peppers somewhere, so I was able to do that. I was able to eat a pepper thing and actually, pants. Yeah, then I didn't really have to wear, like, the full, the full snow clothes. But yeah, I messed around for probably like an hour or so before I actually went to the old man. Like, just, like, trying to explore around other places. So, and then I finally got to him. I started doing the stuff to try to get the paraglider, which ended up. Have you gotten that yet? The glider?
No, so that's what I'm working on right now. I just got the second. You have to collect the 4 whatever orbs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've gotten 2 of those. I have to get 2 more, and then I can get the paraglider.
Oh, okay.
I'm very close to the beginning because I've been dicking around as well. I've been running around and trying to push rocks on the bad guys and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that a couple times. Like, I think I only did it like 2 times. But I found some Koroks in there, some of the little tree people from Wind Waker. It took me forever, but I found like 1 treasure chest that had rupees in it. Have you messed around with Amiibo at all? Because, like, any of the Zelda Amiibo work on it if you have any of them. If you have, like, the 8-bit Link or the Wolf or Ganon or Zelda or Link or Toon Link or any of those, they all work. Basically, I didn't try the Wolf. I haven't tried the Wolf yet just because I don't know. I don't think my wolf's very beefed up from Twilight Princess. But I tried the new amiibo that I got. I tried the Breath of the Wild Link and Zelda. And basically stuff like fall from the sky, like whenever you do it. Like there'll be a bunch of random items that fall from the sky, like fruit and other stuff, and like some rupees. And then like a big treasure will fall that has something in it. So I used Ganon, Link, and Zelda, and it all it just stuff fell from the sky. Even Ganon.
Does it only let you use each one time or something like that?
I think you can only use one a day. I think it works the same way as Hyrule Warriors, where you can only scan and I'm wondering how many you can do, because like Hyrule Warriors, you could only scan like maybe 3 amiibo at once, like even if they're different ones. Like you couldn't like scan like 10 amiibo and get a bunch of items for it. You can only get like 3 items a day. So I did 3, but I haven't tried 4. I was gonna try my 8-bit Link and see what that got me, but I think it's just it's whatever treasure, like the new ones, it actually says on it, on the back of the case, it'll say like Zelda will give you like a special shield, and like Link will give you a special bow, like a special arrow. Because I bought the one that's shooting the arrow, and I guess the horse one will give you something else. I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to buy the giant machine one because it was so huge, and it was like $25, like the ginormous amiibo. Yeah. Well, it costs more because it's huge. It's like the size of like 3 amiibo.
Well, it probably costs a lot more to make. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's got all those.
Kind of like that Malabolgia Spawn figure.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of amiibo, I found Poochie at Best Buy when I was over there talking to them about the midnight release. So that was cool.
That's awesome, man. He's cute as fuck?
He's cute as fuck, yeah. He's got a giant tongue sticking out. It's pretty adorable.
Yoshi just doesn't look cute anymore compared to him.
Yeah. He's pretty adorable. I don't know what to do with him. I mean, I don't think he works on the Wii U version of Yarn Yoshi, but it should work. But he's super cute. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't really use my amiibo for anything aside from looking at, so. How did you feel using the dog face controller for Zelda? Is it weird that the analog sticks are flipped?
It is weird, man.
Because it took me a minute to get used to it.
It's my favorite control method that I've tried. And of course, it's going to be the same if I play it on portable mode, because occasionally, like when I first pick up the thing, or if I haven't had to use the control stick for a while, my thumb looks for it. It's like, where the fuck is that thumb? Like, where's the control stick? Like I've had that happen 3 or 4 times now, where my thumb just like starts searching, like, where the fuck is that stick at?
Yeah, sure. That's what I was wondering.
It's not the one to move with. It's the one to control the camera.
Yeah, so you're not always using it.
You don't need to use it a lot of the time, but
you're not always using it.
Yeah. When I need it, it's not where I expect it to be. There's buttons there instead.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't like I said, all I played was Faster RMX, and that doesn't use that other analog, so I don't know what.
It's also used as a way to pull up your Sheikah Slate view, or whatever the hell they call it, where you actually look at the map and mark it.
Sure.
Like physically, and that way, the way you do that is by clicking in the stick. So
yeah, that's how you look.
Even that'll like reach over to click the stick, and then I'm like, what? There's 4 buttons here.
Yeah. I've been having a really hard time with the button placement on this game. It's just like same sort of thing like what you're talking about. Like whenever I'm in some sort of sticky situation, I've been trying to hit the B button to like use the sword, because the B button's like sword for like every game except for like Skyward Sword. And I'm just and B is run. So it's like doesn't really help me. And running and jumping is a whole nother thing for me too, because I feel like it's in the weirdest placement, because like they're like as far apart as it could be. It's like B and Y or B and X. So like holding the bottom one and then going all the way up to the top of the diamond is it's weird for me. I don't know. I have a hard time getting used to it. It's strange.
The controls are very strange, and
I
found myself like running off of the edge of a couple little cliffs.
Yeah, that happens
expected
too.
To jump automatically.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I found that too. Yeah, where you expect, because all the other Zeldas did. And
since 1998. Yeah. Link's jumped automatically if you've run out of a ledge with him.
Yeah, it's weird that they want you to get used to not doing that again, now that he can jump on his own.
By adding the extra controls, they've taken some of the intuitive nature of what they've done with Zelda out of it.
Yeah.
It's still got the targeting, so that's nice.
But it doesn't really fully target. Like, have you gotten your bow yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like automatically, like if you see target something with the arrow, you still have to aim. It still just kind of keeps the camera on the guy, but it won't, like, you can't just hit the button and it'll automatically hit him like it would in Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask or any of the other ones. You know, you still have to aim
it also seems like where you hit it, I don't know, there's like it detects it on the body.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's different damage. Like if you hit him in the head, it's a lot more than like in the knee or hand or whatever.
Every previous Zelda, it's just been, for the most part, it's just been hit the guy. I mean, I guess there were some.
Unless it's like a blinking red thing from a boss or something, you know?
Yeah, or like, the armored guys that you had to like, I'm thinking of the ones in Wind Waker that you had to like do the timed events to get rid of their armor and then you could attack them.
Yeah, there's sort of stuff like that in there too. That I just recently found, but
I'm sure there is.
I won't say anything more. Yeah, but yeah, I've played a lot of it, but I feel like I barely really scratched the surface at all. Like I haven't really seen.
You had all day today to play it, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I played all day today, and I played from about like 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. last night after getting it. You know, after driving there and driving back and like making food and like all this stuff. I played it like 2 and played it for like 3 hours. And all I did was I got through the first 4 shrines in that time. And then this one I started with what you do after that, which takes a lot longer than I thought it did. That took me like a few hours. But yeah, I've mostly just, been doing that all day, but I haven't really done a whole lot. Like I haven't gotten to a dungeon, which there are dungeons in there. I overheard how many of them are, but I won't mention it for spoiler's sake.
Yeah, I don't know yet, so that's good.
You'll get an idea. Like once you start getting more into the story stuff, you'll figure it out. Like it's not even Once they start to tell you stuff about what happened before or whatever, you'll figure out.
I've seen people posting anywhere between like 50 and 80 hours that it took them to beat it for their reviews.
Oh sure, yeah, I haven't looked at how much I put into it. I'm probably like maybe 10 hours, but I feel like there's so much left to do. Like I've only gotten 1 heart, I only have 4 hearts. I've only got one extra heart container. So I'm like, I need more hearts because everybody's really tough. It's really, I found like I've been just like screwing around trying to go to different places, and then you find guys that hit you and you die in 1 hit, and it's like, oh fuck. But you find cool stuff in there just from messing around. And I feel like it rewards you for climbing stuff. Like I feel like a lot of stuff you climb to the top, there's a lot of time like if you climb a tree, there's like eggs and there's like a nest with bird eggs up there. Or like you climb like one of the big poles and there's like a treasure at the top of it. Seems like it's very much encourages you to keep exploring from one thing to another. And once you get the stuff like with your Sheikah slate where you can move stuff around, you'll find stuff stuff hidden with that, like where you move metal things or whatever, or whatever else.
Which I do have that, the magnesis.
Yeah. Like I remember right after you get that, if you go like, I think there's water or something, but like right outside of that shrine, you can get a treasure like by using that right there to search around. So I feel like everything, like it encourages you very much. Like right when you get it, it's like, oh hey, there's something right over here to do with it, and then there's another thing, so it's keeps pushing you to keep looking for stuff, and I think that's great.
Have you killed yourself with magnesis yet?
No, I have not killed myself with magnesis.
I was trying to like prop a piece of metal up against a wall at an angle, hoping to make like a ramp, and I just smashed myself. I just dropped like this big metal block onto my own head and just killed me instantly. I had like full health, and then it killed me instantly.
Nice. No, I haven't done that yet. I've killed a bunch of moblins with magnesis. And I tried to kill the old man with magnesis too, but he was too quick. He would run away every time I dropped it. So, but I haven't dropped it on myself. But I have like, I've like blown myself up or like burned myself, or I've killed myself in many other ways than that. Yeah,
I've died from falling a couple of times.
It's like no spoilers, but I mean you know that like you can't swim very well in this game. Like it's really easy for you to drown. Like even if the water's like not deep at all, you still drown. But I was in this situation where I was trying to find this shrine that's like in the middle of the water, and I was like basically creating. Have you gotten the frozen blocks yet that you can make out of the water?
No.
Okay, you'll get it. You'll get it soon. It's like the first couple hours. But I was making these ice blocks like to get to this shrine, and this fucking Octorok in the water like kept shooting like the little balls at me, out of their mouths. And I basically went through like 5 shields trying to like get to this island while deflecting this Octorok, and I could not get the rock to like go back at him that he shot at me. So I basically broke like 5 shields trying to get to this fucking thing. It was ridiculous. And then by the time I got there, I couldn't get through it because the because what was in there was way too ahead of what level I was at in the game. So that was a pretty ridiculous moment for me.
So maybe you'll have a better shield when you're actually supposed to go there.
I mean, I had a good shield. I was using the shield that I got from the Zelda amiibo. I just because I couldn't like aim it right to hit the Octorok back every time I deflected it. I would just keep deflecting it until the shield broke, and then I'd do it again until that shield broke, and then I'd do it again until I didn't have any shields left. So I ended up using these big ice towers that you make to try to block the Octorok from shooting me with these stupid rocks. It was an epic battle, and I never killed him. I could never get him. But yeah, you'll run into fun stuff like that, where like everybody's experience is different on it, you know. So it's cool, like to see how you do different things, and we'll get into it in more depth next week, of course. Like when we get to actually like.
Well, that'll be episode 60, so it'll be a nice round number for our Zelda Breath of the Wild episode.
Yeah, we could. We'll try to beat it in like 2 days. No, I'm kidding. That could be our spoiler cast on 60 if we're quick enough. I don't think it'll be. I think it's way longer
what a
than
terrible thought! I don't want to have it beaten in 1 week.
I'm kidding. I don't want to do that. That'd be like
I want it to last for like 5 months.
Well, I was thinking about it. I was like, well, if this is like a 100-hour game, and like Dragon Quest VII was like a 100-hour game, that game lasted me for probably about like 5 months, I think. I mean, I don't remember when exactly it came out, but I mean, I could probably look back because we did a thing about it, but I feel like it came out like 4 or 5 months ago, and I just got through it, so it's like that lasted me a long time. But then again, I didn't always play that one, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't put in hours of it like every single day, you know. I would just kind of hack away with it like before bed or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's plenty to do with this. The IGN review said
we waited a long time for this game, and I don't want it to be done so quick.
Oh yeah, no, you don't want another Wind Waker situation, right?
Yeah,
which I like Wind Waker, but when it came out, I was just really upset with the lack of dungeons that were in it, because I think there were only like 5 dungeons, something like that.
Yeah.
But I do have there's a lot of Wind Waker feel with this one. Just where you're going across a pretty open place and then you're finding a little islandish area, you know? And I mentioned that before from what we saw at E3. But I'm feeling a lot of that. Like, it's feeling very familiar, like Wind Waker. Because if you find, you know, as you see later, when you go to like the Moblin camps, there's them and there's a treasure chest that you unlock like after you kill all of them. So it's very much like those little outposts that were in Wind Waker.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, where you kill the guys and then the treasure shows up. Like there's a bunch of those, and there's a lot of
a sword or something from that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like big empty areas. It's just like grass, so it's like pretty much like you on the ship, but no ship. You know, just grass, just walking across that to the next thing. So it's crazy. Yeah, once you get the glider. And you get to leave like the middle plateau thing, you can pretty much go anywhere from there. I mean, I heard that, I haven't tried it, but you can go straight to like Ganon. Like once you get that, apparently. I mean, you won't be able to beat him, but you can go fight him, is what I heard. Because I remember an interview with Aonuma saying that, where he said you can go straight to the boss, like towards the beginning of the game. But you can't beat him, but you can go there, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. I haven't gotten anywhere near Hyrule Castle and all that, but I heard it's possible, you know, once you get the paraglider to get over there. I mean, if you can run from enough battles, because the bad guys get pretty intense. But there's a lot of really cool weapons in it. And I'm not going to say what I found, but I found some really cool weapons that I think are pretty rad. Just different types of things that are in there. A lot of variety of things you can find. Even though I will say one thing that I found, just because I thought it was hilarious. I found a mop in there, and I made a joke to Jess. I was like, "Man, I think this is probably as close as I'm ever going to get to playing a 3D Toxic Avenger game."
Oh right,
it's walking around with Link holding a mop and hitting people with a mop. So I had to have a little trauma joke in there.
You're also kind of like Stanley from UHF.
Oh yeah, for sure, Stanley Spadowski.
If you wanted to be.
Yeah, and I also made a joke about Spider Link, because I like that I can climb everything.
Oh, he's definitely spidery.
Yeah, he's definitely Spider Link, which is like such a great thing. Like that was something I really would have loved to have on like Xenoblade Chronicles X, just to be able to climb walls. You know?
Yeah.
It would make getting around easier, because it's like, oh, I can't get to this part of the map. I'll just climb the wall. Even though it can get a little crazy later when you're trying to find certain things. And it's like, I'll just climb this wall, and then you just climb and climb and climb, and then you're just in this whole other area. It's like, what the fuck? So it gets fun, especially when you get like stamina when you get stamina potions and stuff like that, because you can use them like while you're on the wall. So like if you're completely out of breath, you can just take it and just keep climbing. So you can go pretty high. So it gets a lot of fun. Yeah, it's nothing but fun exploring in the future.
Well, I'm having a great time with it so far, and it's all I need right now. So
yeah,
I don't know how long that's going to last, but for now, having Zelda on this new console I just bought, it makes me happy enough. I don't really need anything else, but
yeah.
What do you think? I mean, we were talking earlier before we started recording about
the Switch or
the
about
the actual
release.
Switch. Yeah, like what do you think of it? How do you feel about it now that you have it at home?
Oh yeah, it's like the most portable I've ever had. You know, it's definitely not portable in any way. Like I don't know if I could actually take this in the wild anywhere. I really miss the clamshell from like the DS and the 3DS. Because it would close up and cover the screen, and you have these analog sticks sticking out. You know, there's no way to cover those. I guess you could take the Joy-Con off and carry it different, but it's still like having a phablet. You know, like having a phone, tablet, whatever thing. You know.
No, it's a phablet.
It's big.
That's a really good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's big. It's super heavy. The kickstand is incredibly flimsy. Like I'm really afraid of maybe accidentally popping that off, like if I kept it out and tried to put it in the charger.
Yeah, it kind of just feels like you've got some like someone put a paper clip on the back of it to hold it up.
Yeah, it's really flimsy. Like every time
very, very flimsy.
Have you put a card in it yet? I used my 128 card that I had for 3DS that I couldn't get to work for 3DS. I popped it in.
No,
and
I haven't tried
it works
card.
great.
I mean, I have no reason to yet.
Yeah, I just put it in there just because I wanted to have a card. I mean, well, I downloaded Fast Racing, or I downloaded RMX, and I downloaded the demo of Snipper Clips, which was a nice surprise that I didn't know about. That there'd be a free demo of that, and I played through it. Played through it with Jess. It's the 10-minute version that we played at the Switch event, so that's cool.
So it caps out. So it does end at 10 minutes. It's not based on where you are in the demo.
Oh, no, it's not a time thing. It just ends after that basketball one that we played, where you make the basket. I think that's the last one, the one that you do. But we played through all those levels that I played on that one. And you can play it. I'm pretty
disappointed there wasn't a 1-2 Switch demo. I was really hoping.
Yeah, right. There was a lot of jokes with the guys at the midnight release. Everybody was joking about 1-2 Switch, like they didn't want it. I didn't see anybody buy one, so I don't know. Yeah, everybody's like, it's too expensive. I'll wait till it's like $10. And everybody seemed to be convinced that it's going to be like $10 like in a month. You know? So it was basically like, I was wondering, because we were standing in line because they let us, I didn't mention earlier, but while we were waiting for the midnight release thing, they let us in at like 11:40. But we had to wait. We had to wait for like 20 minutes. I mean, they sold us the system, but by law, we like couldn't leave the Best Buy until like midnight. So we had to like, they're like, oh, you can buy the system, but you can't leave the store until after midnight, you know, because.
Or you could leave, but not with the system.
Yeah. If you want to leave the system, you have to leave the system, or you have to wait. So we were all just kind of hanging out and talking to each other. Like everybody, it was like, oh, you got that game, or like, oh, what did you get? You know, which one did you get? And they actually had the full on like $150 like Zelda collector's editions there that you could just buy that weren't pre-ordered, you know, just sitting out. Which is crazy. I saw a lot of people buy those. But yeah,
Did you buy a couple of those?
No, I didn't know. I didn't buy any of them. I didn't even look at them. I figured they weren't going to be worth that much since there were so many of them. But yeah, one guy had like 2 games, and I'm like, man, what else did you get? And he's like, oh, I got 2 Zeldas. Because I was like, I thought maybe he had like 1-2 Switch or something. But
he just bought 2 copies of Zelda?
Yeah, he bought two Zelda Switch games. So. Okay. You know, because I saw him holding 2 Switch games, and I'm like, what's the second one? And he's like, they're both Zelda. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, maybe he needed, maybe he was picking up a game for someone that picked up a system for him or something.
Sure. He needed to eat one and play the other, right? That's what I made a joke about my two, because I have two Breath of the Wild Wii U's now because I bought the one at the midnight and I have the other one that I reserved that I paid for. But I haven't picked it up yet. But I was like, I could pick it up and just keep it in its plastic so it's worth more later, right? You know?
Yeah.
Keep it sealed so I could sell it for $3,000 or something.
My 2 copies of Sticker Star.
Yeah, except that's not worth anything. Yeah, the system in itself is it's weird. Like I said, I thought the dog face controller felt really small. Especially like
it does feel really
because you have to use both of the triggers on top, like for fast racing. So it was kind of difficult for me to get used to it. But after playing it for a little bit, I figured it out. Did you try putting the wrist straps on it?
I haven't tried that yet.
Because I totally put it on the wrong way the first time I did it. I already broke it, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, it's broken?
No, it was. I thought it was broken because I couldn't get it off. Because if you put it on the wrong way, because there's they're different for each side. Like there's a left one and a right one, and you have to match them up. Like it'll have like a square. It'll have like the plus sign on it and the minus sign on it, and you have to match those up.
Well, there's also like I think there's like an arrow on it, isn't there?
Oh, I didn't see an arrow.
Or no, the arrows are on the Joy-Cons. I don't know if there's an arrow on the straps.
Yeah, I basically just took the first strap and just put it on the way that it looked like it was supposed to be on. And, it just it clicked and then I couldn't get it off. And I'm like, fuck, I already fucked it up. So it probably took me 10 minutes to get it pulled off of there. And I'm like, all right. So yeah, I totally screwed it up the first time. I'm like, damn it.
Well, that explains why, at the event, they weren't too keen on us clicking things in and out. The most part, they would have whoever was working.
Yeah, it's really easy to mess it up if you're not paying attention. So yeah. So be careful. Be careful with those things if you put them on there. Because I put them on there so we could play
used them, yep.
Yeah, I put them on there so we could play the snipper clips thing, just because I wanted to just to have a feel for the little Joy-Cons. And she wasn't really a big fan of the Joy-Con. She thought it was too small, and she didn't like the way how the buttons and the analog stick were right next to each other. Because you kind of butt your fingers together on it. She kind of wished there was a little bit more space. But we played snipper clips, and she loves snipper clips. She thought it was really fun.
When it all comes down to it, this system was designed with Nintendo just wants to make you feel like you're getting the best value for your buck. Yeah, as far as the actual design of the system. So
yeah,
there's going to have to be compromises, but still, it's got 2 functional controllers. Yeah, they're not the greatest controllers, but you have 2 controllers for a 2-player game.
Yeah,
if you want to play a 2-player game.
Yeah,
no, you don't even need a TV. You just use your goddamn tablet thing.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you think you're going to do that? Have you tried doing the tabletop stuff? I haven't.
I don't know, man. Maybe when I meet a friend on the train, I'll be like, hey, check this out.
Yeah, when you meet a friend on the train, you'll be like, hey, man.
You want to play Street Fighter? I'm always Blanca.
Yeah, I'm always Blanca, and I'll put you in a corner and shock the fuck out of you. Yeah.
I figured out how to set up my buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you know how to do it. Yeah, that was a news thing we forgot earlier. Apparently that Street Fighter game's $40, $50.
Oh, okay.
40, something like that.
So that's a full price game.
Yeah. I felt that I Am Setsuna was a little high too. That's selling for 40 now also. I thought it was 20.
What is it on the PS4?
I thought it was 20 on PS4 is what I was thinking. But it's been out longer. It's been out a lot longer, maybe even a year, I think.
Well, I remember talking about it on...
Yeah, we talked about it on here.
A while back.
Yeah, I think it's been out for at least a year. But I was looking at it. I don't know. I looked at it. I read a review about it, and they're like, well, if you're really itching for old school RPGs, and I'm like, I already got my old school RPGs. I've been playing Dragon Quest games. I don't need this. So I just decided to not get it now unless it goes on sale later. But it's kind of I have my fill of RPGs. I didn't feel like I had enough room for another one at this moment. So, and plus $40 is a little steep. I figured I'd get Fast RMX and Snipper Clips, which I haven't gotten the full version of Snipper Clips yet, but I probably will in the future. And those will be my 2 games until Puyo gets here. Puyo Tetris was shipped early Thursday from Japan, so I don't know when it's going to get here. I'm sure it's going to take some days, but I got an email right when it was Thursday morning because it was right when you texted me and said that your Zelda was on the way.
Uh-huh.
I got the same thing from PlayAsia saying that my Puyo Tetris had shipped, so I expect to get it. I don't know if I'm lucky tomorrow, but probably not till Monday or Tuesday is what I'm thinking next week. But I can't wait to play that. I'll definitely get to do impressions of it almost 2 months before it's out, so that'll be fun. we'll get to talk about that on here, way before it even comes out.
I mean, if your impressions are favorable, I might buy it early too.
I mean, I really liked the version that we played at the show, so that's why I went for it. And
I don't know how much language is necessary. Like,
that's why I got it, because it's a puzzle game, and I didn't think I really needed to be able to read it.
Maybe for the settings, but you can figure that out with looking at the internet or something, what each of the options mean.
Or I could just kind of go through and just feel it out and try to figure out what does what. I didn't feel like there'd be, because I mean, the game's pretty self-explanatory. I know how to play Puyo Puyo. I know how to play Tetris. So there doesn't really need to be a whole lot of stuff that I need to read about rules. And if worse comes to worse, I could just look online and find something to explain it. So because I really wanted a cartridge release, and because like the launch stuff was so lackluster here, and there was that in Dragon Quest Heroes on day one in Japan, I was like, well, I should just get Puyo Tetris. Dragon Quest Heroes I definitely could not play, because a lot of that is like, go to like Northeast Quadrant, and like all that'll be in Japanese, and I wouldn't know where to go, and I'd end up just dying. But yeah, Puyo Tetris, I can't wait to play that. I get to do some tasting on it, see if it tastes like sushi.
It tastes kind of like earwax and a 9-volt battery at the same time.
So it shocks you?
Well, no, it's just got like that aftertaste of if you licked a 9-volt battery.
Yeah.
That metallic-y, weird taste, and then combine that with like earwax kind of taste.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's even though it's so tempting now that people are licking cartridges left and right. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can.
How do you feel about the build quality of the Switch? What's your opinion of that? All that stuff.
Oh, what do you mean? Like how solid it is?
Well, just each of the individual components. Like, how do you feel about them? Like, do you feel like you paid $300 for $300 worth of technology?
Oh, I mean, yeah, for the most part, I feel like it's pretty solid, pretty sturdy. It's definitely a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be, because when we played it, it had that big metal thing on the back.
Right, we didn't know if the metal thing was adding a bunch of weight to it.
Yeah, but it's definitely heavy. Like, this middle part is definitely beefy and heavy. But I guess, it's got the power in there. I haven't really heard the fan or anything. But, yeah, I mean, I felt like it's pretty solid. I told you before I didn't like the plug, and I still don't like the plug, because I had to rearrange all of the way I have everything plugged in to like find a spot for it to go, because it takes up like more than one thing. I ended up I had to rearrange all my plugs and all my power strips and all that stuff to find a spot for it. But I got it plugged in. Have you seen online that apparently people are saying that the dock is scratching the screen? Have you seen any of that? I
saw that.
Yeah, that's kind of freaking me out, because it's.
But I haven't experienced that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like, I'm looking at my dock right now from the side, and it is like a little angled. Like, I saw somebody showing that it's angled to where the very top of it, where there isn't any like rubber, could like scratch the screen. So be extra careful while you're doing it.
Oh, so it's coated in rubber on the inside?
Well, on the inside, yeah. Like from around, there's like the U shape, and there's kind of a little rubber, like a skinny rubber, like a soft foam thing, something like that to kind of protect it. But at the very top of it, there's not. It kind of comes off at the very, very top of it. So if it's like bent in, it's kind of easy for it to scratch it on its way in there. So be careful. I've been super gentle, like putting it into the dock. But something I've noticed, because I know I've mentioned this before on the show, I have like a hot switch thing, like plugged into my TV, where I can plug like 3 HDMI stuff into it. And it was working pretty good. Like, I plugged it in, so I had the Wii U on, and I like turned on the switch, and I put the switch in the dock, and it switched to the Switch. And then I pulled the Switch out and it switched back to the Wii U. I'm like, okay, cool. So I can play them both at the same time. But I had the Switch just sitting in the dock, just charging, like while I was playing Zelda. And there were a couple times where the HDMI would like switch from one to another, like while I was playing. But the Switch wasn't on. So that's something to think about, I guess. Where it was like sending a signal when it was just sitting there.
Oh, and that's weird. The whole thing where if your TV is on standby mode, the Switch will turn it on.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably why it's happening like that, because your TV is interpreting that as one HDMI signal coming through the router or whatever.
Yeah, but I wasn't using the Switch at all. It was just sitting in the dock charging. But it would like switch. It would switch to that and back to the Wii U. Like it would go dark and go to the Switch, and then it'd go back to the Wii U. But the Switch was never on. So that was kind of an annoying thing. So I just ended up just pulling the Switch out of the dock, and then it didn't do it anymore. So that's something to think about, I guess, if you're using one of those hot swap things, where you have multiple
that's a bummer.
Yeah, we have multiple HDMI things going into one thing. It was being weird, so I ended up just pulled it out and stopped doing it. But yeah,
you have an HDMI in your bedroom, don't you?
Yeah, I have a HD TV in my room too. Which I thought about actually hooking up the Switch in there, but I wanted to play it out here, because I wanted to play snipper clips, like while we were doing the Zelda day, which I didn't work today, but Jess took off work today to play Zelda, so that was pretty awesome. So we both got to play Zelda. Well, she watched me play it, but she wanted to see it, and she was really impressed by the graphics of it. Like, she thought it looked really pretty, and she liked the art style. And
that's great.
She missed the horse music also. She missed the music that was in there, which is very subtle, but no horse music, unfortunately.
Well, I'll definitely say I'm afraid to take this out in public. Like,
yeah,
I will. For instance, if I'm coming up to Chicago,
well, yeah, sure,
to hang out with you or something, I'm bringing my Switch, and I'll be in the train and get the little, it's just like being in an airplane. It's got a little tray that comes down, and you can put the Switch on it.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely do that. Although I probably am more likely just to use it in the handheld mode.
Well, yeah, I don't know why you would do the kickstand thing, really,
unless I wanted to use my Pro controller.
Yeah, or unless you just like kind of got tired of holding it, because it is kind of heavy, maybe you get tired of holding it like that. And have you tried playing Zelda like with your Joy-Cons just kind of not connected to anything? Have you tried that yet?
No, I'm scared too.
In the relaxed mode, as they called it.
I'm scared too because of the syncing issue.
Oh, I heard that was fixed with the, we didn't mention that in the news, but I heard it wasn't a thing, that like what your update was when you start it, fixed the Joy-Con sync thing. Because supposedly that happened like on the Dogbone controller, or on the Dogface controller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So far I haven't experienced anything that seems like it's glitching out. So did you notice that the Dogbone itself, like, it looks like it has lights on it, but it really doesn't?
What do you mean? Like the lights that light up when you put the Joy-Con on it?
Yeah.
Like the greens? Those aren't actually that? It's from the controller, right? From the side of the controller?
Right, and they've got like little like plastic pieces that carry the light. So do you remember like those action figures you had as a kid? Like the light would hit the top of their head and then their eyes would glow?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of the same principle. Yeah. It's like a piece of plastic carrying the light.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
almost like a fiber optic sort of thing.
Oh,
so that's kind of cool because it totally looks like you've got an LED light on this thing, but it's just carrying the light over from the Joy-Cons.
Sure. Yeah, and there's not actually any like machinery in the dog face. I like that we call it the dog face thing. In the thing that like holds the Joy-Cons, there's not actually any mechanical parts in that really. It's just handles pretty much. It just fits into handles,
If you flip the dog face around without the Joy-Cons in it, it looks like a robot that wants to hug you.
Yeah. So it has it says Nintendo on the back too. It has a little thing on there. But yeah.
But I can totally see people like 3D printing their own versions of this dog bone. Because if you look on them, there's like little metal rails inside.
Yeah.
And it looks like you can just detach that and put it on something else if you wanted to dock your...
Oh,
sure. If you wanted to dock your Joy-Cons on something else, you could just take these rails off and put them on something else, it looks like.
Yeah, you probably could.
And then, so somebody could 3D print like their own dog bone style controller, then put the mounts on it from the other one and make a custom controller.
Yeah, I would like to see some people do that.
Especially if they just spaced everything out and made it. Still wouldn't change the size of the actual the inputs though.
Oh, sure.
But it would be nice if my hands were spread a little further apart.
Yeah, the dog face thing is pretty close. It's a sleek little handheld. I can't wait till I can play more stuff on it. I do like it. It's not a whole lot for me to do with it right now. Just do some racing, which I do like Fast RMX.
We've come a long way on this here podcast.
Yeah, we made it to 59. We made it to the Switch. We've switched from a Wii U to the Switch, and now the Switch seems to be. I don't know. I think I know more people that have Switches now than Wii U's. So maybe.
Yeah, that quick too. Yeah.
So a lot of people turned around pretty quickly, and just his brother Tim, like he never bought a 3DS or anything like that. He was never a handheld guy, but he jumped on this one, of course. Even though he has a Wii U already, he jumped on it and bought Zelda for it, which I thought was interesting. And I think our mutual friend Bethany got one as well. I saw pictures of her in line for a midnight release. So, and she had a Wii U also, so that's not really saying that much. But I know of a couple other people who didn't have Wii U's that have a Switch now. So
my friend Patrick has become the only other person I know in real life that got a hold of an NES Classic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he found one at a Target, I think.
Oh wow! Like recently or before Christmas?
Yeah, within the past week or so. He used the whatever that site is that lets you see. You know what I'm talking about?
NES Tracker. No, I know. Yeah, I've seen it. Like they were actually in the Amiibo time. Like I actually downloaded an app called like Amiibo Hunter or Amiibo Tracker that did a similar thing. And it actually worked, where it would show me, like I could scan all the targets in the area, and it would tell me which amiibo they had. And then I went and actually found a couple like that. I think that's how I found Dr. Mario, was with that thing. So it did work to a point, but they had to be able to, the place had to update their system and all that, so it would know. Because I used some similar thing to try to find the 3DS over Christmas, and it didn't work. I couldn't find it. It said they had 3DSs, but it wasn't there. But they just weren't updating their inventory every day. But yeah, he found a place that had it and just went there and got it.
As far as I can tell. So
that's cool.
And he also is getting a Switch, so
yeah,
he's another friend we'll have on the bandwagon.
Full on Nintendo
on an
convert
sometime.
Yeah, he's part of the team now. Hopefully you don't regret it. You know, hoping that the Switch has seems to be people are buying it. So, but I think they're buying it for Zelda, which having a game with Zelda at launch always helps. So we'll see. Like once everybody's done with Zelda, we'll see what happens then.
I think they got to push the Virtual Console out pretty quick. I think it's.
Yeah, I'm really bummed that it's not on there
for all the early adopters that don't have any other Nintendo stuff. That maybe haven't really had that portable Virtual Console experience that we get with the 3DS.
Yeah.
Because, man, this is just a fucking gold mine waiting to happen, for the Virtual Console experience. Because, you could, if they did figure out some way to do GameCube on it, imagine portable GameCube. I can't even.
Yeah, portable GameCube would be quick. Or would be great. As far as I can tell, these aren't really analog, and they don't have the extra click on it.
No, it would just have to. It would have to be Joy-Cons that you bought. Oh man, they'd be expensive too.
Yeah, $80 GameCube Joy-Cons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I would love to play. I don't know. They should just change it and just come out with some sort of HD widescreen Super Mario Sunshine, and I'll just play that. I did play when I was recording some of my playthroughs for Majora's Mask, which I just put the third one up yesterday on YouTube. If anybody's watching them, they're on there of my commentary playing Majora's Mask. I played a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine too, while I was taking breaks in between recordings.
You said you played Super Mario Sunshine?
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying I just played it recently while I was doing my Majora's Mask capture stuff.
It's a fun game, man.
Yeah, when I took a break, I played some of it, so I was playing back into it, and I was like, man, I wish they would release this.
What about one thing the GameCube controller didn't have that this has is the clicky thumbstick. Couldn't the clicky thumbstick replace the running water cannon if you held the stick down while you were pushing? Yeah,
I guess it just wouldn't seem as intuitive. Because it would be like you would hold it a little bit and you could run with it, and then if you clicked it, then you would stop and aim. So it makes it makes it a little more intuitive on the GameCube version, but you could make it work, sure.
Yeah.
And, it just worked better that way because it was designed for that controller. But they could find ways around it. They could easily have it be a different button or have you hold another thing and another button. Just Virtual Console wise, I don't know. And that's the only game that really used that, I think, that really utilized the whole analog thing. They could release some other GameCube stuff, like Metroid Prime 1. It's already on Wii. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering, cause apparently, how this sort of has a pointer thing, kind of like the Wii. Apparently it doesn't work in the same way is what I heard. Because I was really hoping that they would do some sort of Wii, some sort of Wii emulation stuff since they had added all that stuff to Wii U. But from what I heard, it doesn't work the same as the Wiimote Nunchuck did. So I don't know.
Oh, well, we had that theory that the top of the screen would somehow be the
that would use pointer. That as a sensor bar. Which it still could be.
That's definitely not the case.
Yeah, it's not. But it could be. I don't know. They could come up with some sort of update or whatever that I don't know. But one thing I forgot to mention about Fast RMX, it uses HD Rumble. You can totally feel it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Whenever you do your boost, or there's one level that has little whirlwinds around it. You can kind of feel the whirlwind circling around your car, so it feels like there's little tornadoes in your hands, I guess is the best way to explain it. But you can feel the HD rumble. It totally feels different, which is cool. I've been digging it, so it's nice. It's nice to have some HD rumble on there. At least something has it, right?
Yeah, you're getting to feel that HD rum. I'm not. I don't got it.
Yeah. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I mean, we're just doing some opening impressions on it. Is there anything else you want to say about the Switch?
I want to say that
right now
I've read a lot of stuff online about people's impressions. I've tried not to enter spoiler territory, but so far I love Zelda, and so far I love the Switch, but I think I need some time with both. Like, even just a week is going to be give me a lot more information about how I truly feel about these things.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've only played it for like maybe a day. Like, and even the Switch I've barely played. I've just played a little bit of Snipper Clips and Fast RMX. So then that way I kind of wish I would have got it for the Switch, just because I'm not really using the Switch. But then again, it was a Wii U game, you know? I wanted to play it on the Wii U because that's what it's for. Kind of felt like I betrayed the system if I didn't get it for the system it was made for. So
I admire that, man, and I plan on eventually getting it for the Wii U.
And plus,
it seems good enough so far that I wouldn't mind having it for the Wii U.
Yeah, no, I mean I haven't seen any difference in it, but I haven't played the Switch version. But I think the Wii U version looks really good. But I like I don't have to deal with the analog sticks being in weird places. I just have to deal with the awful button layout, you know, of the game in itself. So I don't. But whenever I get something that has camera movement, then we'll find out how I feel about that. You know, like 5 episodes down the road or whenever, you know, whenever I get whenever we get to that, you know, whenever that happens. Even though, well, unless like Yooka-Laylee comes out sooner or something, then I'll try it. But I don't know. I mean, I like the little thing. I think it's a little expensive, but I kind of got it. I got it for the show to have it and to be able to play with it. And you know, I want some games to come out for it. That's what I want. I want more stuff. I want my Puyo Tetris. So
me too, man.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll have that before next show, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, you know, you can catch us. We have a website, NintenDomainPodcast.com. I put up the third part of my Majora's Mask playthrough on YouTube. You can find that YouTube/Fingmater, and you know, you can find all our other videos and stuff that we put up on there. There's also a new episode from our sister show, The Honey Darling Show. You can catch that on iTunes. Just look for The Honey Darling Show. We did a Oscar commentary for this year's event, so check it out. We've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jereme Mikowski.
And this has been episode 59. And we'll be back next week to talk more Zelda and Switch, I'm sure. Hopefully there'll be some more news, and then we'll
keep on switching in the free world.
Hopefully, yeah. Keep on switching in the free world. Hopefully we'll know some more stuff about eShop releases and maybe some Virtual Console stuff. That'd be great. They should do another Direct or something. But until then, you know, stay switchy. Or get switchy.
Get switchy.
All right. Later.
Later.